All right, so this is just for science, but I'm just gonna see if the AR-15 or the AK-47 can operate perfectly fine in these negative 30-degree temperatures we're experiencing today with a wind chill factor of negative 60 or so. And then same with striker fired versus double action, single action. Will the hammer fired HK USP do better than a striker fired Glock in these conditions? And here I've got my thermometer going. It hasn't caught up yet because it was in the car, but you can kind of see it's still dropping. And I'm gonna leave these out here for a couple hours, let them get real cold. There's no rounds in the chamber, but there are fully loaded magazines in each of the guns. And this is just from my personal understanding as to what firearms I might need to rely on if it ever got this cold and I had to use something for protection. But I figured I might as well share it with everybody so that it gives you something to consider. But we're not doing anything crazy because I really can't be out here for too long today. It's insanely cold. It just keeps dropping, as you can see. I put a screenshot as to what the weather forecast says. And just so you guys are aware, here, let me see if I can, will my touch screen even work? This is what I'm wearing right now. It is really, oh, look at that. Don't worry about that little guy. But it is really, really cold out. I mean, I am bundled up to the maximum. Swiss eye mask. If you live somewhere cold, get one. I swear to God, it's a really good investment. Mill Surf, can't go wrong. And of course, Midway USA, biggest supporter of the channel, and that's where I got this Swiss eye mask. So if you want one, check that out. But it's definitely like a game changer when it comes to actually being able to be out in temperatures that are this cold. But I gotta get back in the car. We'll go ahead and see how these guns perform in this. And then, yeah, give them a couple hours to, you know, cook before we figure out whether or not they can handle these temperatures. All right, so it's been a couple hours. I'll go ahead and show you here. Thermometer has us right above negative 30. It shows kind of like right around negative 20, but it's very cold. That's all that really matters. It's extremely cold. These guns have just been hanging out here. It's been snowing, getting a little bit of a light dusting. Everything's been cleaned and lubricated, so I'm giving all the guns the best chance I can. And even on this AR-15, which is the budget AR Stoner build I had, there's a Wilson Combat BCG in there right now. So reliability-wise, capability-wise, everything is getting the best chance it can in the sense of, you know, being lubricated, clean, and having good components. So we're gonna start with the rifles. And we're just gonna do this in little pieces because it's just extremely cold and the wind has picked up quite a bit if you can't hear it. And we'll just see how these do. One mag through each. I'm not doing anything crazy because I just can't afford to be out here for too long, or else I could lose a nose or some ears or who knows what else. Let's give it a shot. Start with the AR. All right, first up's the AR-15. Charge it. Didn't go all the way in the battery, but luckily we got a forward assist, which actually might not do the trick. Okay. We are not fully in battery. Hold on. The forward assist is not doing anything. We might be there now. Let's see. No, not quite there. Oh, and the round is stuck. It's not even extracting. All right. I think we're in. Let's give her a shot. All right, let me put the mag back in. Try this again. Still not in the battery. Oh, come on. hold on. That's a big no. It's not happening. Let's see here. Round is in the chamber, but not being extracted now. There we go. All right. I'm just gonna give it a go, see how it rolls. Not back in the battery again. Dead trigger. Forward assist. Nothing. Not looking good for the AR. Let's switch to the AK. Okay, look at the AK. Standard mag pull P mag. The AR had a Lancer mag, so good old tool, 123 grain steel case ammo. And in case you were wondering, the primary arms MD20 on here still on, no problem at all. Okay, let's see how the AK does. Perfectly fine, of course. Okay, AK, there you go. Let's move on to the Glock. Okay guys, Glock 45, 9mm, trying to striker-fired pistol out. What I can tell you is that the AR-15 is dead. The battery must have given out. I tried adjusting the illumination and I got nothing. So that's why you got backup iron sights, right? All right, well, at least we know we gotta keep an eye on this AR-15 in extreme cold, but that primary arms MD20 on the AK was fine. This one shut off though, so we'll see if changing the batteries or whatever might change it once I get back inside, but as of right now, it's dead. Go ahead and load it. Okay, Glock is loaded, ready to go. See what happens. My glove is getting stuck in the trigger guard, but other than that, you're good. Nothing with the gun, it's just the glove being too thick. All right. Come on, let that trigger out. Hold on. Oh man, that trigger guard is just real tight with these gloves. There we go. Lock open on empty, we did it. So Glock, good job, no issues there. It's just my gloves being a problem. All right, let's do the HK USP Compact 9mm. I had to redo this one because on the last try, my phone, which is my camera, froze and shut down and all the video footage was deleted. The first run through, it did pretty good. I had trouble going into battery immediately, but then after that, it was solid. So let's try it again just so you guys can actually see it working. It's been out here for another 2 hours by itself. Well, let's give it a go. So let's charge it. Okay, like I said, kind of struggles to go into battery at first, right? Okay, there we go. Now we're in battery. Let's give it a go. All right, looks pretty good. Oh, dead trigger there. Okay, so one little hiccup there, but all in all, pretty good performance. Like I said, this is its second time around because of being out in the cold, but it does seem like the Glock just did a little bit better. So, let's do a quick review of the performance, a little debrief, what do you say? First off, AK-47, 100% good to go, no issues at all. Even the primary arms MD20 red dot sight on top of it, no problems, it was still on, still worked. AR-15, lots of issues. I mean, I know it's a cheaper AR, but it had a really high quality bolt carrier group in it. It was well lubricated, cleaned, everything else, and it just couldn't handle it. And I've had issues with other ARs not being able to get that first round into battery in extreme cold. So could just be an AR-15 thing. It is negative 25 or so right now. AK just blew it out of the water. I don't know what else to say. Glock 45. Glock did perfectly fine, ran really well, 100% good to go on the Glock. The Acro P2, the aim point optic on top of it, shut down, but it wasn't the battery. I actually set the gun in the car with the heater on for a little bit. I went and looked at it again, and the Acro was back on. So it must have just shut off from the temperature. The battery was still fine. It's on and working right now, but it just couldn't handle the temperature. So maybe there's like a limiter or a governor inside of it, or the cold just made it shut itself down. And then once it was back up to a reasonable temperature, it turned right back on. So it still works. It just wasn't going to work in negative 30 degrees, okay? And then the HK USP Compact, a little bit of trouble getting right into battery. Once it gets into battery, seems to work pretty well. We had that one hiccup that I showed you there where it just didn't want to move forward in the process. It might have just been a light primer strike. I didn't check the round to actually verify what it was or not, but here's that 9mm from the HK. I just wanted to show you that it is in fact a light primer strike there. So it was a light primer strike. Not sure if that had anything to do with the cold or if it was just maybe a hard primer or what, but that's the malfunction that the HK had. Here's that light primer strike round from the HK. I'm gonna go ahead and load it again. And if you guys want to see more of this kind of content, let me know. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment below, and maybe next time we'll try out some short stroke piston systems or something like that, just to kind of see, a little out of battery, what those differences are. But I have a feeling it was the ammo itself more than the gun. It's cheap Scorpion ammo or Scorpio. I don't even know what it's called. That's how cheap it is. But let's just try this one more time. Yeah, I have a feeling it's the ammo. So let's just say the USPC did pretty good. Once I tapped and racked, got it back up and running, it shot everything else, no problem at all. So all in all, I mean, it performed well. I don't think there's really any issues, but I guess for this comparison, striker fire beat double action single action, right? This is a double action single action hammer fire gun. Glock is a striker fired, and AK beat AR-15. That's just my findings. Figured I'd just share that with everybody because I was curious myself. Now you're aware of it too. Anything else at all you need from me, go to magicprepper.com. And besides that, that's going to be it for Magic Prepper.